The theme of slavery in Edinburgh is interesting to explore due to its contemporary relevance in Edinburgh. The social movement of Black Lives Matter has reinvigorated interest in the representations of slavery in the society today. In response, the independent Edinburgh Slavery and Colonialism Legacy Review Group has been set up, reviewing relevant public statues and monuments, streets and building names within the city of Edinburgh's boundaries. They have aimed to readdress their legacies, including the possible removal or reinterpretation of features. Much of Edinburgh's built environment, particularly the New Town, was founded on Scottish slave trade in the Americas. The first half of this walk explores this theme and how the celebrated iconography of the slave trade remains symbols around the city today. The second half of this walk explores how the space of the university has become a place of contestation regarding its own history with slavery, spotlighting the university's historical figures and their relationship to slavery.
Edinburgh was divided in belief for the abolition of the slave trade. The Edinburgh Review and the Quarterly Review were two of the most important periodicals in Britain, yet they both carried opposing views on the slave trade. Abolitionists wrote for the Edinburgh Review, whereas anti-abolitionists and supporters of the West Indian colonies provided contrasting perspectives on the abolishment of the slave trade. Henry Dundas, who was nicknamed the Great Delayer of the abolition of the slave trade, was both an MP for Edinburgh, demonstrating his political power and his influence on people. This delaying of the slave trade was estimated to cause 500,000 Africans to cross the Atlantic Ocean. His actions have been described by Christopher Petley as institutionalized manslaughter, yet his statue still remains high and proud in St Andrew's Square.
Before the walk, we spoke through the literature that we would use to analyse the chosen route. A number of websites analysing the financial payment to slave owners within Edinburgh. The slave trade and the reparations paid resulted in a huge influx of capital into Edinburgh, resulting in the evolution of the built landscape, especially within the affluent Newtown area. The UCL produced database Centre for the Study of Legacy of British Slavery provides insight into the payments made to specific houses, enabling us to track the legacy of slavery through the modern urban landscape. The walk took place around Newtown, starting in Jamaica Street, then on to Bute House, the current residence of the First Minister, down George Street to St Andrew's Square and Henry Dundas Monument, then turning towards Old Town and the Mound, finishing outside of 40 George Square, formerly the David Hume Tower. On the walk, we used a number of fieldcraft methods to record the urban environment. Photographs enabled us to capture the buildings observed. Videos helped to engage with the area, while sketches were drawn to provide a personal perception of the space. We recorded the sounds we experienced along the walk, helping us to understand the modern use and the social environments throughout the walk.
Upon our reflection on our theme, Legacies of Slavery, it made us question the severity of the topic as well as how we had to go about it with caution. This meant that we purposefully did not speak loudly about slavery as we underwent our walk. Also, it was very pertinent that we were very sensitive when we did discuss the legacies of slavery in public, as we did not want to offend anyone nor come across as inconsiderate. This was very important as Edinburgh is a global city with many people holding contrasting backgrounds, cultures and ethnicities. Also, when we took photos, we reminded ourselves that we were in public, so tried to not take photos of other people. Moreover, it was very important to take into consideration our positionality as white students who study at the University of Edinburgh, which was partially funded with slave trade money.